Hey guys, hope you and the families are doing well. I've just coded an indicator on TradingView, which I think could be the number one most useful indicator when looking for A+ breakout opportunities on a daily basis. So that's what I'm going to take you through, how to use this new indicator that I've coded. It's absolutely free to use on TradingView. Market Surge are today's video sponsor. They're my go-to resource for analyzing company fundamentals. If you're interested in a discounted chart, and you'll find a link to that in the description and the comment section below. So let's get on into it. And I just want to give you a high level overview before we start going through some of the details. Now, what this high level overview is stocks tend to display very repeatable characteristics when they go on a big move for that day. How would I define a big move? Well, I define a big move as a move relative to their 20-day average daily range percentage. So over the last 20 days, stocks will have an average daily range. So if we take a look at Robinhood, the 20-day average daily range percentage is 4.51%. If we take a look at Oklo, it's 10.3%. If we take a look at Barrick Mining, which is a precious metal miner, it's 3.76%. So what I want to know and how this indicator is helpful for me is to understand when a stock goes on a big move for the session relative to its 20-day ADR percentage. So potentially it goes up 1.5 times. So that would be, say, a 15% move for Oklo in that day, or maybe 2 times, which would be a 20% move for Oklo that day. If it was 2 times for Robinhood, that would be around about 9%. What I want to know is, okay, when a stock goes on that big move and we want to be involved with that stock, what are the repeatable characteristics that you tend to see around opening range breakouts? So when a stock is breaking out, what do you tend to see? Now that is what this indicator helps with how I have coded it and how you can also tweak it as well. So I'm just going to show you 3 examples and then we'll start going into the details of this indicator and how you can configure it as well. Okay, so if we take a look at Robinhood here, these are all relatively recent examples. If we take a look at Robinhood here, this is on the 29th of September 2025, and you can see the indicator here is flashing green. It's a really bullish first 5-minute candlestick. So for me, this is coded for the 5-minute chart. It's open source code, so if you want to change it to the 10-minute time frame, the 15-minute, the 30-minute, the 1 hour, whatever, you can go and do that. Okay, but for me, I stay very focused on the 5-minute chart. I've got 4 monitors and I watch about 80 stocks in real time on their 5-minute charts. Okay, I've got my main charting monitor, daily 5-minute chart, triple Q's, S&P 500 intraday chart, so I can see what's going on. And then across various other monitors, I'm watching about 80 stocks on their 5-minute chart. So this indicator for me is very helpful to go ping, ping, ping. Robinhood could be a big day, could be a big day for Oklo or Barrick. And I also categorize them into themes. So suddenly if I saw, wow, there's a load of precious metal miners that are all kind of pinging green here on my indicator, I go, this could be a really big day for precious metal miners. Why? Because the market is absolutely dominated by algorithms and you have a very high correlation between individual stocks and groups. So I'm then really trying to focus on where are the algos going, where's that intraday relative strength. So for me, absolutely brilliant indicator this. So if we take a look at Robinhood, okay, this is on the, I got sidetracked there, didn't I? Take a look at Robinhood, okay, this is the 29th of September 2025. If we just go and take a look at this bar on the daily chart, fantastic bar, right? Opens on the low, closes really strong. Okay, in terms of that daily range, let's just call it about 2 times. Okay, 20-day ADR percentage at the minute, so the average daily range percentage Robinhood over the last 20 days is 4.5%. Robinhood here from low of the day to the high of the day goes up 10.55%, just over 2 times. Okay, so what we want to know is, okay, well, what did Robinhood do there? Well, it's going to display a lot of intraday relative strength, but also in the opening 5 minutes, what did that candlestick look like? Again, this is deliberate practice. This is how we build our mental representations. Okay, so the indicators here, it's US opening candle, US opening 5-minute candle highlighter. I'll take you through the settings shortly, but I just want to take you through the repeatable characteristics. Okay, what do we see when Robinhood goes on that big day? What do we see? How does it move? How does it act? How can you then create setups around it? Okay, so you see how it opens effectively right on the low of that bar, and it closes effectively right on the height of the bar. So the real body of the candlestick is very wide relative to the range of the bar. That's a sign to indicate demand is in control here. So it opens on the low of the bar and effectively closes on the high of the bar. Now I know some of you are sticklers for volume. I'm not a big stickler for volume, and I'm going to kind of dispel that myth of volume, because if you look at Robinhood's RVol, so this is the true relative volume. Okay, so I'm looking at Robinhood compared to the prior sessions at the same time frame. If I show you this here, okay, and my look back, okay, is set to the prior 20 sessions. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at the relative volume for Robinhood here on the 29th of September relative to the prior 20 sessions, but from 9:30 to 9:35 Eastern time, okay, New York time, because then it's true relative volume. Okay, it's not fair if you're doing a relative volume versus the pre-market volume and you're just looking back over the last 25-minute bars. Okay, so you've got to code it like that, okay, because otherwise, well, you're comparing the opening 5 minutes compared to the pre-market data. That's not fair. There's always going to be high volume in the opening 5 minutes, usually relative to the pre-market. So you've got to look at it relative to what usually happens for Robinhood in the first 5 minutes of the session. Okay, that's this true vol. Okay, so you can see with coding here, I've actually got it set to 0.5. Okay, so half the true vol. Okay, and then I've got the tier 2 set to 1.5 times. Then that's going to color code it like this for Barrett. Okay, so I'm color coding it differently here. And again, these are all configurable. You can change it. You can paint the candle. If I turn that off, you'll see that the candlestick then isn't painted. I just think visually it kind of helps a little bit just to draw the eye because I'm looking at about 80 stocks. Okay, so you can change all these if you want to change all of them. But then I'm just differentiating between, okay, Barrett here, you can see it's that darker shade of green. Okay, different painting of the candlestick here, 2.79 times. Okay, the R vol, usual over the last 20 days for that period, 9:30 to 9:35 New York time, okay? Whereas Robinhood here, it's only 0.91 times. It's not a huge volume, yet the stock goes up 2 times its 20-day ADR percentage. If we take a look at Oklo here, okay, in terms of the candle, say you're starting to dial in here in terms of pattern recognition. This game is all about pattern recognition. Take a look at Rocket Lab. Sorry, not Rocket Lab, Oklo. Rocket Lab's been another good stock. This is on the 11th of June, 2025. This one here, okay, I had this entry right through the high here. What do you see? Well, it opens near the low of that 5-minute bar, closes pretty much on the high of the 5-minute bar, but the R vol is only 0.54 times the 20-day look back. Volume is half what it's been essentially over the last 20 days in that time period. But yet look at what the stock does. Goes up 29% relative to a 20-day ADR percentage of 10.3%. So do you always need mega volume on that opening 5-minute candlestick for the stock to go on a big move? No, I think it's much more about, one, the price action, 2, the intraday relative strength. What does the candlestick look like? What is the degree of intraday relative strength it's showing versus the applicable major index? Because what you do have when you get big R vol coming through is oftentimes your initial stop loss gets wider relative to the 20-day ADR percentage. So if we take a look at Barrick Mining here, and we're looking at Friday the 19th of September, it's a big day for Barrick. Okay, look at this, 20-day ADR, 3.76%, whereas the range of that bar, about 2.5 times. It's over 10%. So a stock that usually moves over the last 20 days, low of the day to the high of the day, 3.76%, has just gone up 10.12% on that day. What do you notice about the R vol? 2.79. That is going to mean usually the initial stop loss gets wider relative to the 20-day ADR percentage. But again, if we go and look visually at the candlestick, what are you seeing? Opens essentially on the low of the bar, closes essentially on the high of the bar. So it's really visual. Okay, so for me, what I'm trying to do with this indicator is then trying to highlight, ping, it's over there, it's over there, it's over there. This could be A+, because what I'm trying to do is get in the leading stocks at the right time with the right trade management. Right stocks, right time, right management. Right stocks, right time, right management. Just what I repeat to myself. So this, if I'm looking for opening range breakouts and I'm looking for stocks breaking out, okay, could be from, let's say, a little base like Oklo in here. Little kind of base developing in here. It could just be kind of a pullback into, say, the 10-day and then ping, it's bouncing like that. Barrick, more of a base breakout here. What I'm then trying to do is dial in the pattern recognition and go, okay, this stock right now is meeting the criteria that I would look for to go, this could be an A+ opening range breakout opportunity. But if you want to start configuring the settings, play around with it, okay? So the indicator is in TradingView, okay? Search my name in TradingView, you'll find it, or US opening 5-minute candle highlighter. And what you can do is you can change the opening position here. So in terms of the range, so if you don't want that 5-minute candlestick to have a, what I call a shakeout demand zone, okay, a lower wick on it, then you can just reduce this from, say, 0.3 to 0.1. If you want the close, so this is in quantiles, if you want the close to be even higher relative to the range of the bar, set that at like 0.9 or something like that, be even stronger. Okay, you are then going to miss opportunities. So I've got it set at 0.3, 0.8. This here, the body greater than fraction of the range in quantiles as well. Okay, what that basically means is I want the real body to be greater than 55% of the range of that candlestick. Okay, that helps eliminate kind of like wiki doji type candlesticks. What I want to see is a candlestick ideally that opens near the low of the bar, closes really strong, and the real body is greater than 55% of the range of the stock. Okay, you can change the RVOL look back if you want. You can change your color coding as well. So I've got the tier 1 threshold set at 0.5 relative to the 20-day look back. The tier 2, I've got that set at 1.5. So if the RVOL is greater than 1.5 times that 20-day look back, you're going to get this darker color coding like you can see with Barrack. If it's less than 1.5 times, you're going to see this lighter color coding like we can see with Robinhood and also Oklo. But you guys can go play around with this. I just think it's really useful for how I set up my TradingView layout. I've got multiple charts around about 80 stocks, so for me just to kind of highlight and just go, okay, could be a big day for Robinhood, could be a big day for Oklo or Barrack or whatever it is there potentially themes going as well? Is it the quantum stocks, clean alternative energy, the precious metal miners, the semiconductors, whatever it may be? So hopefully you guys find that indicator there useful. It's open source code, so if you want to add to it, tweak it, change it, go ahead. Thank you very much for watching, and as always I look forward to seeing you in a future video.